The Houston Rockets have been busy as of late, signing both Dashien Nix and Tyler Bey. And while both of these two likely won't make the team, because after all, it is training camp deals, Tyler Bey stands out the most to me. So, let's talk about it. For somebody that only averaged 1 point and 1 rebound a game, it might seem a little crazy as to why I'm even making this video in the first place. Rewind around a year ago, I made a video talking about why the New York Knicks specifically should be drafting Tyler Bey. Like, this guy is an insanely good defender. Just hear these stats for 1 second. This guy against Pac-12 ball handlers was able to hold them to 5 for 29 shooting, and in the paint, he was able to hold his opponents to 25% shooting around the rim, while only committing 1.9 fouls per game. If that doesn't impress you enough, keep in mind, this guy is 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan. So in other words, he's a positionless defender. Now with all this being said, there has to be a reason as to why Tyler is even available for the Houston Rockets in the first place. Teams want great defense, but they also want good shooting. And this is the area that Tyler has seriously lagged in. Coming into college, Tyler wouldn't shoot, and honestly, he really couldn't shoot. He did make improvements, but it was small improvements. In his junior season, as an example, he did shoot 41% from 3, but it was only on 1 attempt a night. And this sort of foreshadowed what was going to happen in his rookie season of the NBA. Going to the Dallas Mavericks, he wasn't going to get minutes, serious minutes anyways, on a playoff contending team. But he did get a heavy run in the G League, and he did put up good face stats in the G League, being able to average almost a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds, almost a steal and a block per game as well. But the one area that seriously lagged, you want to guess it? His 3-point shooting. Shooting only 32%. Now, that's not horrible, but you want it a little bit higher, because as good as Tyler can be defensively, you don't want it to be a situation where he's a liability on the offensive end, such as players like Andre Robertson. Tyler would go on to play in the Summer League, but honestly, I don't really count that because he barely got any minutes, and in those situations, it's really hard to get a rhythm, especially for your shooting. But when he did get in, he was Tyler Bey. He was bringing energy, he was bringing hustle, and he was able to change the momentum of the game at times, which is why I'm really hopeful and optimistic that this can work for Tyler on the Houston Rockets. Like, guys, let's keep in mind, Houston has a history towards its players that if you work hard, if you're a glue guy, if you're a hustle guy, you do have a fighter's chance of making the roster. Like, don't forget, this was how Montrezl Harrell made the team, and even though it's a different situation at that time, this was how PJ Tucker made the team. And through all of this, I believe that PJ Tucker is the reason why Tyler Bey is on the Rockets. When comparing these two, Tyler Bey and PJ Tucker have a lot in common. They're both around the same height. They both can play great defense. And keep in mind, PJ Tucker also couldn't shoot a lick coming out of college. Like, my man PJ literally only shot 1 3 in his entire collegiate career. So honestly, the Houston Rockets did a really smart signing here. It's a low risk, high reward type signing. At the best situation, the Houston Rockets literally just founded a 23-year-old version of PJ Tucker, who isn't going to have an ego, who's going to play great defense, who's going to shoot threes, who fits in the Rockets' timeline while making less than most likely $5 million a year, which is a beautiful situation to have. But at the worst situation, what's going to happen? The Rockets either release him before the season starts, or they sign him to the G League team and just monitor the shooting. It's honestly a really smart signing that the Rockets did here. Most fans, maybe heck, even some Rocket fans won't pay attention to this, but I really like Tyler Bey. He has the defense, guys. It's just about the shooting. And if he can find the shooting with the Rockets, my goodness, look out, because this man is going to be a stud. Let me know what you guys think though. Until next time, peace.